they can take this and put it there. So they get more content for free. So they collaborate. They can choose what it is. They get the benefit of exposure and the links. Their ad appears on it here. Right? That doesn't necessarily work so well right now because maybe I just cover one town and my hairdresser advertiser doesn't really care about getting people 100 miles away. So what that means is I think that the big site has to come up with an ad method. But this is an example where you start to see an entirely new notion of distribution. And so it says that if people are spending more time on news, less time on my brand, then what we have to do is get my news to them wherever the hell they are. Now, Facebook started this thing with the news reader, or whatever it was called. What was it? Social reader, thank you. And they basically abandoned it now, right? It wasn't done very well, and there were issues with it. That's a shame. It really could have been powerful to do that. We all try to get on Twitter, right? We count how many people tweet. How many people here have Twitter accounts? Yeah.
And how many people actually tweet on those Twitter accounts?
The follow-up question. So, long-winded answer, I'm just fascinated by this. I think that we can take advantage of the greater interest in news without thinking it has always been about it.
How have American newspapers changed to meet this challenge today? More visuals,
Great
features, more
Great question.
long form, what?
What are they doing? First thing they're doing, well, it wasn't the first thing they're doing. The most important thing they're doing now is they're changing their operations and structure. So that reporters report, and they report first to the web. And in some cases, they don't even write it for the newspaper. Somebody else just takes the stuff they did for the web and then turns it to the paper. And it's almost turning around to that point where you see, whereas the paper was everything, and by the way, we do digital. Now, digital was everything, and by the way, we do the paper. And so the skill of training that inverted pyramid is becoming a smaller skill. The skill of live blogging and keeping people constantly informed and doing a great job reporting becomes a higher skill. One. Two, yeah, multimedia. We teach our students to work in all media. They're required, right? I'm sure you're doing the same thing. So they're all doing photography, they're all doing video, they're all doing broadcast, they're all doing all of these. In the words of one of my earliest students, she said, "You're turning us into 8-armed monsters," and we are, right? We have to do everything. But it's the right way. Then I think you see the beginnings. You see efforts to do more multimedia stories. I don't know if anybody here saw that the New York Times did something that got people really crazy in the U.S. They loved it, about an avalanche. Really long story, and they embedded videos and things in it. It was really nicely done, right? But it was still a long narrative, and it was just long form, and it had videos in it. At the end of the day, it was nice done, but it wasn't that. It didn't really change the form. I don't think anybody's changed the form except Circuit, and I want to see more of that happen. They're smaller. They have less staff. The staff have to do more things, not only in the media, but they have to tweet. They're probably more specialized. If you're the Chicago Tribune, you cover Chicago now. You don't have to cover the world anymore. You have to cover my first word. Yeah. I actually work for a paper called Chicago Today that has no tomorrow. The day the paper died, they were tearing out the city desk right out from underneath us. It's owned by the Tribune. And I called a person in Washington for a story, and she started laughing. She said, "Oh yeah, it's the paper that has no tomorrow."